Welcome, welcome to the show, man. Another wonderful day. Friday. I say I think because I'm going straight. Brought my and listen, no sleep, no sleep, no sleep. If I try, right? For the most part, all the way. Thought about the fact I was body. If parent every 3 hours, baby got it. That's it. Baby's got to eat. Clockwork. You got to change diapers, right? Then you got to get them back to sleep. Very serious thing because you care of a baby. So here I am. If you know my story, heard, seen anything I've posted, it's 17, all about it. Prison pain and the pathway to rocking with the. I wrote about this. I did 17 years in prison. Came home, and I came right January 3rd, 2020. So I've been home over 6. Posted about, and I believe that my talking about what we prison. I'm gonna continue so much other stuff out here about prison. I'm being so boom. I go from 17 years in prison, pandemic, get through that, right? Now I'm a parent. Now it's fatherhood. Top of that, I'm 40, right? I'm a full-time dad, 40 years old. As a 20-year-old, I don't know. Honest. I put in the title prepared me parenthood. Prison prepared me parenthood. And I know somebody if you about well, quick like I was chiming in off, no sleep, up every 3. Tell you something. Prison prepared me out proper rest. Being honest, I'm not glorifying that you need rest, okay? But because I survived in an environment called prison 17 years, and trust me, many of them harsh up. I'm on point. And even when you can close your eyes to rest, you are still gonna be waiting. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if I can get this right real quick, y'all. Let me know if we back on, man. Let me know if we back on. Um, yo, I already know, right? When I'm thinking about prison is not to prison is what I know is what I do know is that it prepares you certain saying it prepares you certain moments. Like straight up. Like it gets you ready a multitude of different things that you're probably going to end up facing in life. And when you're in prison, you don't think of it because you're just trying to survive a moment, right? There's things, there's program, there's whatever that goes on in prison. I don't miss any of that. But when I think about my level of when I think about my level of structure right now, a lot of that came from an environment called prison. Me being able to decent without proper rest. I don't can't wait to rest again. But having been conditioned and living in a like that where that's oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I had to do it in hard situations. And besides, you can't sleep. You got a newborn. The moment, the moment they, you know what I'm saying? Lenny, I did not sleep. The moment they make a sound, right? You're up, right, y'all? Um, it's a ill feeling. You on edge, right? Because being a dad, babies can't talk. But here goes, and you body language. Learn to pay attention to the body, right? So babies have cues, periods. So I'm on his body language, paying attention. Can't, I appreciate everybody that's, but it prepared about different. Prepare me, man. Getting up every 3 hours is relatively easy because downtime. Like they didn't wake you up at night, but I was the type when the ever I heard I'm saying the reason I'm in making light of this real. I do want to take the time out to shout out all the fathers, great parents. Like I know a multitude of parents, they were incarcerated. Which, by the way, anybody that's ever and if your parents or kids are, how do you address the question? Were you incarcerated, prison day? How do you? That's something I know I don't have to. But I think about it. I'm pretty internet, right? Probably be able to type my name years from now and pull me up. Not saying I wouldn't have had the conversation to the parents out there, youngins that are locked up. How do you address that question? You know what I'm saying? How do you respond? Are you straight up? How is it? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Brian. That's what I was trying to figure out too. Appreciate that. Um, Shout out to my fellow Life Unit team over there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, 2020 trying to build out, trying to get the message out there. Live thing. I want content. If you got questions, man, put them in the chat. Usually you say how you been? How you been? Man, I'm doing all right, man. I've been home 6 years now, and man, I try to make best decisions. Like honestly, best decisions I can, in hopes that you know what I'm saying. I can keep going forward and not backwards. Straight up, y'all. Anybody got any questions about incarceration? Anything? I do want to take a time out to shout out for League for Safer Streets too, man. That's one of the organizations. Check them out. League for Safer Streets. Paul Taylor had the privilege and honor with connecting him, another brother Jeff Smith with WMRJ, where we talked to some of the brothers that are incarcerated right now behind the wall in Vermont. Wonderfully talked about financial literacy, but the conversation went into some other topics as well. We talked about relationships briefly, decision making, all that, man. I enjoy having real conversations with people, man, about prison. Not because I'm obsessed with it, but because I don't want anybody else to go back to prison or go to prison in the first place. I don't want people to go down any type of path that's bad for them, just being honest with you. Like, my goal is hopefully every single day. Appreciate that loyalty. I motivate, I inspire, I do something. Like that's my goal. That's all I'm really trying to do. Um I'm not listening, or I'm not really trying to um really get outside of my box either, right? Anybody that's out there and you got a message, you got a business, you got a brand, you got something that you believe in, something that concocting, trying to put together, whatever, man, you got to lock in, right? And you got to ignore, you got to have tunnel vision. You got to push past the people that love you, but they want to doubt you because they're scared for your ability, or they don't want you to necessarily jump out there. They don't want you to get embarrassed. They don't want you to lose money, time, etc. You know, gotta go though. Gotta go. There's a place where when I get to talking to people, man, sometimes, and I get the opportunity, but if the topics go to this place, I say a lot of us are choosing to suffer. Choosing to suffer. I want to be clear when I say that though, because there are some things that got a grip on us, right? I'm somebody that works in recovery. I know firsthand that addiction is a disease, all that, whatever, right? I understand that perspective of it. But what I am saying is, in a lot of ways, a lot of us are in the situations that we're complaining about every single day, whether it's mentally, whatever, because of the decisions we're making, because we don't want to step up there, man. Somebody said I'm going to have some sleepless nights. I've already had sleep. And I'm on a night shift now officially. Me and my wife, we've gotten the schedule, right? Got to get a sleeping schedule right if you got a baby. I'm telling you. Like, go ahead and do that. Make sure you're good. Right? Fortunately, I've got a partner. I'm not gonna say fortunately got me, but fortunately she does it all the time. Because it's gotta be hard. Shout out to all the single parents. Because I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out how y'all do it. I'm not like I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? What up, V Dog? I'm learning, right? I'm trying to get into this thing, but man, it's gonna take me. It's gonna take me a little bit more, a couple more reps. I'm still learning. I'm fighting, changing diapers. He's moving everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. Eagle Rock said my husband is incarcerated in his second term. I hope he doesn't go back. I hope he doesn't go back either. The data suggests. Right? And I'm just saying what the data suggests. We are in control of this, but the data suggests that over 60% of us go back to prison when we come home within the first 3 years. With over 60% go back to prison within the first 3 years of their release. Think about that for us. Think about that for us. It's serious. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's out there right now too, be mindful of the value of decisions and know that we are where we are at based on the sum of those decisions. T.O., how did I get out early? What changed? I didn't get out early. I got sentenced to 144 years, all suspended, but 19. I had to do 85% of that. I did a little bit more. I did 16 years, 11 months altogether. There is no parole in the Commonwealth of VA, but they will give you 1,000 years, suspend a whole bunch of it, give you a bunch as well, and then keep something over your head just for good measure. Somebody said I've been home for 2 weeks and been fiending for some Fifi. Hold on. Ah, ah. It's right here. Hey, listen. And a lot of people, I got to talk about this. People that did time get mad because I post content. Listen, while we here, I might well. But what I want to tell you is, I use it as basically a point of reference. You know what I'm saying? I use it as something to tell a story with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it. Plus, there is a culture connected to this coffee, though. Like, let's not get it confused. people saying that they don't rock with Keefy Coffee, I get it. They're like, yo, you shouldn't support things that I'm not supporting that. I'm supporting the fact that we're all connected, right? This is a shared experience right here. We may have never met, may never meet in person ever. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We all can relate to the taste of this right here. You know what I'm saying? The smell. It's coffee. Nexus. Y'all think I should open my own coffee company? Somebody said I should start a coffee company. Maybe. Who knows? But listen, I'm just saying, man. You know? Man. All this. How's my mic sound over there? Is my mic decent, y'all? Are we good? Okay, I think my mic's good. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure my mic was good over here, man. Listen, let me see if I can. I don't know if that's how that works. Y'all got questions, man? Put them in the chat. I'm over here. I'm setting it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm setting it up. Hopefully my mic's good. Somebody said it's good. Sweet. I had to get it right. We had some technical difficulties. We got it right now though. Listen. It is a privilege and an honor to be up here going live with y'all, man. It's a privilege and honor to be answering y'all questions too. The craziest, like, the craziest thing about it all, I just want to say this too about being a social whatever content creator. One of the youngest said, "OG, you an influencer." I said, "What the heck?" Listen, I'm 42. I talk about prison because I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying, free. Dominic Lasagna said the Buford traffic. The Buford, man, I'm always out in Buford. They ain't got no traffic. Well, I'm out there during certain times of day. But anyways, um, oh man, we getting it right over here. The thing that trips me out though is right, like I get to get up here and talk about what we go through, right? I have the ability. I get to get up here. I get to talk about the things that we go through in prison. I get up here. Oh, he says right on top. Oh, okay. I'm always at the mall of GA, Dominic. Like always. Um, Let me not give up the low. But nonetheless, what trips me out is I get up here and I make content about prison and I get to tell our story and all these COs follow me, right? And let me tell you this, because somebody asked me, they're like, "Yo, do you have problems with correctional officers? Like, do you?" Like, somebody was like, as somebody that did 17 years in prison, do you have a problem with correctional officers? Because you make a lot of content about COs and you portray a lot of them as, I don't really have a problem with correctional officers, right? I would consider one or two that were former correctional officers on prisons that I used to be on, when I was still locked up, friends, right? I might not like job, doesn't mean that I don't have to like the person, right? A lot of correctional officers are taking jobs first because that's what's available. When they build prisons, they put them in very strategic places. Not it's all by design. It's not happenstance, right? And a lot of times they put the prisons in places where they're very rural spaces and there's no other opportunities in employment typically outside of a warehouse or two or being a correction officer. So I'm already knowing a lot of people like take those jobs because they have to. Gotta pay your bills. Everybody that's a correction officer, I'm not necessarily going in there, you know what I'm saying, and doing just treating people bad. You got something to treat people with dignity and respect and really try to help people, man. So, I appreciate everybody, man. Somebody said everybody, somebody take a shot. I seen some good questions over here too, man. Somebody said bro is unemployed. No, bro works for himself. That's the beautiful thing. Mike Larry, yes, he got up out of my cell real quick. He said Dominic said I feel like COs are their own people. They each treat people differently and can't completely group them. Yeah, it depends, man. I mean, I know some people that were just complete like they just wanted to come in there and just cause havoc, right? They just wanted to come in there and just go in on people for whatever reason. Like that's just and then you got some that would every single day try to help people. They typically wouldn't last though. Good questions today, man. Somebody said, "What would you do?" What does that say? What would you do if your homie is in jail? Do you have to start doing illegal? No, you don't have to do nothing uh to get money for his stuff. No, for his lawyer. No, no, no. You first, people get assigned public defenders, and believe it or not, although there's definitely some horror stories about public defenders, I've got one personally. There are some good ones. So sometimes you can get assigned an attorney and they be fire. So you may want to wait and see who they get assigned as far as a public defender, do research. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. Typically, he can ask in the jail who are the fire public defenders that you get, um, to make the best out of your situation. If they don't get one of those, yeah, it costs money to get a lawyer, without a doubt. That's why the justice system is so expensive, and you get punished multiple times, and your family gets punished or your loved ones right along with you. Because the majority of people that's getting locked up, they don't talk about it, but they didn't have the money. Mama had to put up the house or something, you know? It's never a good thing. You gotta help your people. You know what I'm saying? That way, I was on Sussex too as well, man. Twice. You gotta help your people. You should help your people, but some lawyers they got payment plans, etc. Yo, you got to do what you got to. I've seen people do car washes. I've seen all types of things. GoFundMe's for legal defense funds. I've seen a bunch of different things. Michaela, you say you about to go do at least 12 years mandatory minimum. Any advice? I'm sorry to hear that, Michaela. That's a tough one. But being, straight, just very specific, which you're going to do 12 years, it's not a life sentence. Nobody wants to hear that. That's the truth. And that's the first thing I had to tell myself when I got sentenced to what I did. Like, you still get to go home. I was on a prison on an institution where a lot of the people that were there never going home. Never going home. So no matter what, no matter how hard it is to focus on that thought, I need you from the time you go in to the time you leave out to understand that you don't have a life sentence. You don't got that. When you're in there, you got a program, man. You get in every program you can get a job, try to stay out the drama, the politics. Typically in the women's prisons, it's easier to stay out the drama and the politics from what I know and what I learned from a lot of my female counterparts that did time behind the wall. They say the politics are different. But just mind your own business. Don't go into debt. You know what I'm saying? And really, that's it. Do your time. Keep your respect. Somebody said play some Battlefield. I should get up here and stream the game one more time, man. Somebody said they was down for 40 months. First bid went to level 5 for assessment as a level 2. I went to 4. I remember when I was in receiving, and so anybody that's never been in prison, receiving is essentially where they go to classify, and that's how they determine what prison you're going to go to. Where are you going? Right? And basically, in receiving, all the dudes I was there with, they got classified as level 2s. Myself, I got classified as a level 4. Right? And I remember when I got classified as that level 4, the dudes that was with me and that got sent to the level 2s, they was looking at me like I was crazy. They was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Michaela said, I am 24 and getting ready to do that 12 piece. It's just hard feeling like I'm going to be at least 36, but praying I get out early. Feel like I'm getting left behind. You might look at it like that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? you could really define yourself. Like that's the bitter piece about the bittersweet piece about doing time in prison, right? Like you can sit there and allow that time to destroy you. You can. People do that. I've seen people go in with 2, 3 years and don't make it. They allow that time to destroy them. Or go in there and you can allow that time to build you up. I see you, Lawrence. Said I was 24 going into 17 and a half. I'm 43 now. Do it. I did 17. It's just that you have to. You have to every single day make the decision that you're not gonna allow the day to be wasted behind the wall. One thing, when the switch got hit for me, you understand what I'm saying? I knew that I was locked up. I knew I had wasted some years of my life because I didn't wake up until about 3, 4 years into the bid. Before then, I was wilding out. But when I started to wake up, I realized that I still had the ability and the opportunity not to allow the day to be wasted. So that's what I focused on. And you can do that in a multitude of different ways. You can learn a language. You can pursue college. You can get in the program. You can get a trade. You can work out, get your health right. You can work on your mental health, believe it or not, even in an environment called prison. But you got to be committed and you got to be disciplined enough and you got to tell yourself that you don't want to live like that no more and that you want to be that focused and that disciplined and dedicated while you're inside prison to keep going forward no matter what in such a way that when you come home, you don't go back. You can do that. Yeah, there's whatever, fluke, accident, stuff that can occur. Innocent people do go back, go in the first place, right? No, I'm not saying I was in it. What I am saying is, I know people that's doing life. I know people that know that they're never coming home, never waste a day. They wake up every day intentional behind that wall. They make the best whatever they got going on behind that wall. They are focused on making sure that even though they living behind the wall, barbed wire fence, all that for X amount of time, you know what I'm saying? They still gonna make something shake that day. They gonna give that day some value. Somebody said, why did I get 144 years for robbing? Because that's what the judge gave me, man. The Grim, I appreciate it. That's what the judge gave me. I was the driver at that. And the weapon wasn't real. That's real. Grim, I appreciate the gold box. Yo, listen, man, I see y'all. Listen, lifers motivate me. Lifers motivate me. People that's doing life. My brother Jefferson Ellie right now, not a lifer. He's got a release date, but he's been locked up for 27 years. Probably the most positive dude I ever met in my entire life. Never seen him get angry. Never been in a fight. Kind of walk. None of that. Hey, you can go to prison and not get into a fight and be on level 4. Depending on where you at. I'm sure. Tougher in certain places. That's the case where it was over there. You know what I'm saying? From Raid, I see. That boy Slim. Take that. When I think about the lifers that refuse to lay down, that get up every day and fight, whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like. And I'm not going to judge the way that they fight, you know what I'm saying, to stay afloat, to stay alive, to free. I'm just going to say to the lifers that know they never going home and they still getting up every day. I see you, W. Still getting up every day and they still doing, you know what I'm saying, XYZ. There's no reason at all whatsoever for me. I appreciate y'all, by the way. But there's no reason at all whatsoever for me to be sitting down acting like I can't get it done today. I think about my brothers behind the wall. I think about Poetic. There's no way. There's no way I don't get up every day and go hard. There's no way. And don't listen, I'm 42. Old. I ain't that old, but I'm old. Okay? Over 40. If you under 40, don't speed it up. Now, don't speed it up. Lord, geez. When you get to a certain age, it feel like it's sped up anyway. Listen, I'm at that place where I got to make every day count, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I'm at that place where I wake up, get on social media, somebody gone in my age group. You understand what I'm saying? So to anybody that's out there, I'm hoping, I'm begging y'all, man. If the lifers can do it, we can too. We can keep fighting for it. We can keep trying to make our. I know what I'm saying. I appreciate the questions, y'all. Um, no, Tubby, I did not. Somebody said, "Do I still communicate with people behind the walls?" I do, man. Shout out to my brother Poetic Life. Shout out to Constant Courage. Yeah, I got quite a few brothers I hit zero for and pick up that phone, man. And yo, reverse shout out to all the people that be in prison. Be like, hey, yo, bro, let me get your information. I'm gonna write you when I go home and all that stuff, man. No bueno, yo. I remember them. That's why I made everybody. I was gonna pick that phone, pictures too, etc. I meant it. If I didn't mean it, I didn't get their information. You know what I'm saying? I kept it real. Hey, look, bro. Hopefully we can get together. Be on the other side of this thing with me, man. You know. But for the ones I set up, picking the phone up, sending them pictures out. Aqua Shrimp said, "Can a person make a living from social media, sharing their life experiences and advice?" Yes, 1,000%. Can, without a doubt, make a living for yourself on social media by talking about your story and your life experience. And I encourage everyone that has a story to be brave enough to start telling your story, because it cannot just shift things for you personally. It can help people probably never would have crossed paths with had you not started telling your story. You know? And there's people out there that need to hear y'all story. Straight up. Somebody said take a plea deal or fight. It depends. I will never ever give legal advice. I'll just say it depends. I've watched an individual be looking at a 30 piece, you know what I'm saying, and took a plea for 2 years to avoid getting a 30 piece. I seen an individual turn down a plea for 5, thinking he could get less, and ended up getting 20. Right? So all I'm gonna tell you is make sure your lawyer know what they're doing. Make sure you paying attention, doing research, understanding the way those judges sentence wherever you at. But all in all, man, like the hat say, 32, stay free. Don't even be involved. Get out the streets now. I tell everybody, get out the streets now. I'm trying to tell you, yo. Somebody said, how does one? Well, first, you get your plastic tumbler. That's mandatory. The only other cup that's qualified outside of a clear plastic tumbler to drink your coffee out of would be like a beige plastic, right? There's another another type of a clear plastic tumbler that would fit the description. But other than that, no, not official. Don't put it in a regular coffee cup or no, none of that. No. And then you get this, right? Get your Keefy coffee and you shake it up. No, you don't need to shake it up. But it's really like 1 or 2 tablespoons. Me, depending on the level of water, right? Me, I'm advanced. So right here, this cup, this is probably like 3 tablespoons. If you're just starting off, don't even do it. A little teaspoon. No, it's just coffee. Good coffee though. People saying they don't rock with that coffee to me is equivalent of people saying they never listened to Ja Rule when 50 came out. I'm just saying. Maybe some of y'all are old enough to get that reference. Truth Parker, don't follow in my footsteps, man. Be better, man. You can do way bigger things than me. I mean that. I want everybody to do bigger things than me. If we all winning, shoot, imagine the world. In your 11 years, have you ever got into a real altercation? And if so, what was the reason and the outcome? Yeah, yeah. I got into a real altercation. Quite a few, but I'll tell you one quick story about one. And it was at the jail. I was minding my business. I remember the night before it was movie night. They play 8 Mile, and next day seemed normal enough. They popped the cells for the cleaning materials where they bring around on a cart, guys grab what they need to clean the cells. And my cell partner, as I'm mopping the cell, all of a sudden swings on. And I'm like, and listen, we were cool like that. I knew of we were cool. Evidently, we weren't, right? Because it's now the night before we're laughing about the movie. Ha ha ha. Now it's whatever time, right? 7 in the morning. It's early. Cleaning cart, breakfast trays. He just swings, and now we're full on. And here's the crazy part: he was serious because when I was cleaning the cell, he walked in behind us and closed the cell. That locks you in. So he was serious. He was like, whatever was going, and I knew that. I sensed that. I said, "Oh, what's going on here? Which one of your homeboys that I have something type of beef with?" I didn't know what was going. You understand what I'm saying? We got to tussling. It wasn't that bad. So I know it wasn't that bad because I'm light skinned. Whether I win or lose, like you hit me once, I'm turning red or something at the very least. I came up out that cell like I don't know. I was like screaming like the ultimate warrior. I was all hyped up. Nothing really was going on with me. But what was crazy about that whole situation was we got put in solitary confinement, and there was 3 wings, right, at that jail with solitary confinement, and the wing I was on, something had happened, and I think something had flooded. I don't know what was going on. Plumbing. So they had to move the guys that was in the hole on this wing to this wing, and they put me in a cell right across from this. That was my cell partner. I ain't gonna say his name. That snuck me, and I literally, when the tray slots came open because they were passing trays, when you're in a hole, as soon as the tray slot open, you're up, you're looking. It's like you trying to get some air out of porthole or something because you're locked inside that cell. That's your whole. That's your world. That's it. That's the cocoon that you're in. You understand what I'm saying? So when they open the tray slot, you looking, you trying to see if you know anybody down there. You hollering, you listen. I see dude right across the way. I'm like, yo, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm angry, but I was more confused. Yo, and I wasn't really that angry because, like I said, it was more of a tussle than anything. Like he's smart, and I grew up tussling. You know, I would learn later on. That was at the jail. I would learn later on that there's levels to the altercation. Though, don't want to get into prison in the first place. But let me tell you something: getting locked in the cell with somebody and you know they trying to get at you. Listen, nothing like it. And I don't. I'm not. We're not glorifying. I'm just saying you will never forget the experience, the feeling. Right? Maybe you'll process it. You'll go to therapy and all that. But what, the best way I can tell you when you get locked up, especially if you got a number, there's gonna be that moment, that time, whatever, where you're gonna break the ice. When I say that, breaking the ice, that means you gonna get into one. You gonna get an altercation. You gonna see. You gonna find out if your hands is nice or they not. You gonna find out if you got heart or if you not. Some people believe they got heart, and then they got an opportunity to display if they do altercate, whatever, and they don't. They realize they don't have heart the way they thought. They was having fantasies in their mind about how brave and tough they were. You don't know until you really get tested. I don't want nobody to get tested. I don't. But it happens when you go down the road, etc. Right? Listen, my story's on my page, man. Story's on the 144 prison pain. Body, man. Stories that I tell are in here. Book is about like all 6 years, 11 months behind. I'm talking about craziness, mental health, the trauma, the loss, the lessons, all that. What's dope about this is that I wrote that as a way for me to process my trauma, and it helped me heal, and then it helped other people heal. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. My fault for blocking the joint. I got excited. But anyways, man, yo, this is a Stay Free show. I'm going live every single day. If there's topics, conversations, no, it is not, Tubby. Um, if there's topics, conversations, anything that y'all want me to speak on, if there's something you want my perspective on, you know what I'm saying? If there's anything like that, please let me know, man. Message me. I would love to have the conversation. It's important and it's imperative. There go my brother Paul Taylor. Shout out to the League for Safer Streets, man. Make sure you check them out. We got to do some work. I love when I get to work with my brother, man. It's nothing like being in prison, right? Level 4 yard. Level 4 yard. It's levels 2. And then years later, years and years later, y'all made it out, right? And instead of looking at each other across the pod, you know what I'm saying what's up, bruh? Or at the gym for program, you know what I'm saying? We out here doing work. We being a voice for our brothers, and we reminding them that there's a whole bunch more. Like we always say, you think we like that. Wait till you meet everybody else that's behind the wall deserving of a second chance. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, we up here live every day now. The content is shifting. I'm more focused than ever. That's what fatherhood will do for you. I didn't know. I'm a first time dad at 4. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on a campaign, I'm on a mission to start having the conversations that matter consistently. Consistently. So when you see my little logo, whatever they call it, light up, I need y'all to come on here with me, man. Have the conversations. Ask the questions. If your people are going through something, put in the comments. Let people know. Bring awareness. Let's start building the community back up. I can't even say back up because, yo, the numbers is crazy this month. Anyway, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, y'all. Listen, I appreciate y'all. And as always, I always say, man, thank y'all for your time. Time is the most valuable thing you ever have. That's what I learned when I did time in prison. Once it's gone, you don't get it back. Be careful who you spend it with. That's the message of the day, man. It's Friday. Be safe this weekend. Be intentional. Be true, man. Make moves that matter. Like, really look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are the moves I'm getting ready to make right now the ones that matter? You know what I'm saying? 2026 is in the horizon. 2025 is just about over with. November's a wonderful month. We're not going to rush it. You know what I'm saying? But, no, move intentionally. Let's make it count. Also, I bring this to a close, man. November is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I definitely always got to bring a light to that. The numbers are too high, so high that they have dedicated a month. You know what I'm saying? So to my fellas, I know that we're conditioned and we're trained and we've been taught to carry every single bit of the weight and complain about it. That means that we're weak, and we discuss it. If we cry, that means we. I'm here to tell y'all that. And I'm here to tell y'all, if you hear my voice and you're thinking about something, don't do it. Get help. Please. You are more than worth it. As somebody that's been on the cliff and looked over the ledge, somebody told me that. I needed to hear it then. I'm telling you now. So that's it and that's all, y'all. Stay Free show. We back. I'm fired up, man. I was living in a hospital for the month and a half, right? Not no more. I'm back home. Home is where the heart is, and the heart is beating right and true, man. So y'all know what it is, man. Stay free, and I see y'all next time. Peace.